Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the new SPICEBOMB Dark Leather with SPICEBOMB Extreme. SPICEBOMB Extreme came out in 2015 and has become a classic colder weather fragrance for men. So beloved in the community worldwide, loved for its quality, relatively lower price point, and very strong performance. But Viktor and Rolf just launched a new version, SPICEBOMB Dark Leather. So naturally there's going to be a ton of anticipation around this release. A lot of people were very excited for it. So I'm here to tell you today, which one is better? Do you need to have both? And are they worth it? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about SPICEBOMB Extreme first, just to kind of like lay down a foundation of what we're comparing Dark Leather to. And I just have to say, I love this fragrance so much. You get a lot of spice, of course, as the name would imply, but what I love about the spice in this fragrance is that it kind of comes off a little bit Christmassy in a way, kind of festive feeling. I don't know. When I smell it, it just takes me home for the holidays, the colder weather, there's snow on the ground, I'm surrounded by people that I love, by a fireplace, just happier times. And I think that it's coming from this spice, but it's also coming from this very pronounced tobacco note with this kind of like pencil shavings type of vibe that is going to make you think of sandalwood. And the tobacco kind of comes off a little bit kind of like a pipe tobacco, but it's not too much. It's not really too smoky, but it's definitely not like a green tobacco or even like it's slightly raunchy. It's not like super clean, but it's also not really dark and heavy smoky at the same time. It's kind of like right there in the middle, mixed with some pepper and cumin. And the cumin in this fragrance really brings like this attractiveness. It doesn't have any sort of like BO odor. You know, sometimes cumin can come off a little bit sweaty sometimes. It doesn't really do that in SPICEBOMB Extreme, but what it does is it kind of amplifies this almost pheromone effect for people around you. This is a very sensual and sexy perfume for that reason. And there's a little bit of cinnamon in here as well that I think really helps bloom the tobacco too. It's a little bit boozy, it's very crisp. All of the notes in here are very pronounced, and all of this is mixed with this kind of like vanilla vibe, like this gorgeous, rich vanilla. Honestly, this fragrance smells niche to me. I think that that's the reason that I like it so much. I truly believe that you could take this and put this in a Roja bottle and charge $350, $400 and people would not bat an eye. It is really well done. Super long lasting. You get a really nice strong projection and sillage, a very addicting and intoxicating sillage with SPICEBOMB Extreme. I think it is 100% worth the hype, and it is one of the best designer fragrances a man can wear for the cooler weather, fall and winter. It's very mass appealing, but at the same time, it's also very like cozy and attractive, like a great kind of like cuddly scent. It's really good, perfect for the cooler weather, SPICEBOMB Extreme. But now, how does the new Dark Leather compare? Because we actually have a somewhat similar note breakdown. Like, I feel like it doesn't really go off as far as some of the other SPICEBOMB fragrances do, you know, like infrared, night vision. They're very different than SPICEBOMB Extreme, but I feel like the Dark Leather is going to be closer related. So that's why I wanted to do this side-by-side comparison. And this just came out a couple weeks ago, but it is actually available on some discounters already. So if you're interested, I will leave it linked in the description where you can get it for a more affordable price. So instantly, in the opening of Dark Leather, it feels softer and way less sweet. And believe it or not, a little bit less spicy too. It's not that the fragrance is necessarily less spicy, it's just that the notes are not as pronounced as they are in SPICEBOMB Extreme. And it also doesn't have that kind of sandalwood vibe in the background either. It comes off almost a touch kind of nutty in a way, very subtle and more dry feeling. And you can definitely perceive the leather right away too. For me, it kind of comes off more like a rugged leather. It's not like a super clean, easy leather, which I do like, because really the last thing that we need in the designer world is another like ombre leather style fragrance. I like that this is kind of bringing something new. I can feel the extreme DNA here, but it's not the same. This definitely has that very sexy, alluring, like cozy, warming effect that Extreme has, but it doesn't have that festiveness or that happy feeling. And I would say that there's probably like no vanilla in this either. I don't really get anything that smells vanillic in dark leather, and it feels a little bit more simple, maybe a little bit smoother. It's just kind of a very slight twist on this DNA for those that don't like vanilla. But what we need to talk about with this is the performance. So I've had this bottle for a little bit over a week, and I've been testing it quite a few times, and I have to report that the performance on this is not good. It really almost doesn't perform at all. It actually really shocked me how badly this performed for me, because you wouldn't expect a fragrance that is so dark and leather to be so light. This fragrance has absolutely zero projection. Like one of the worst projecting fragrances I have in my entire collection. After like 15 to 30 minutes, this is a total complete skin scent. You can't smell it from here. Like you have to put your nose on your skin to smell it. I feel like the idea of this fragrance was really good on paper. I love the formula of the scent. I love the way that it smells, and I think that Viktor and Rolf was going in the right direction. But for the performance of this, and I would say that you're really only going to get, depending on your skin, I would say 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours if you're lucky on your skin. So it's not like a 30-minute longevity type of scent. You're going to get a little bit of longevity, but people are only going to be able to smell it if they come in for like a hug or something. It's not going to be something that people really notice, which is a good and a bad thing. It just depends on like the types of fragrances that you prefer to wear. I know there's some people out there that don't want a very loud fragrance. So if that's you, then you might actually really like this, because it's going to be one of the only leather fragrances on earth that is this soft. And I don't know, it's possible that this could be stronger performing in the colder weather. I'm not sure. I have to go somewhere where it's cold. I have to get on a plane to test it in the winter. It's just kind of confusing to me. I don't know if like something went wrong with this and we're gonna see some sort of like reformulation from Viktor and Rolf, because I'm telling you, I can't really believe that this is supposed to be the final product. I don't know if this needs to macerate longer. I will say that it's a little bit odd to me to be launching this type of scent profile in the middle of summer. So that really tells me maybe one of two things, that maybe this was intentionally supposed to be a lighter fragrance, or we might be seeing a dark leather extreme coming in the winter. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of feedback on this fragrance in the next couple months or so from other people. But for me, I do really like this scent. I think it's a beautiful leather fragrance, but it's just not justifiable for me for such light performance. I mean, shockingly light performance. But if you are one of those people that really likes softer fragrances, you want something like you're very sensitive to certain fragrances, you might like this. It's definitely worth testing out for you, but for me, I don't think it's going to be worth it. I would recommend, for everyone else that doesn't want a like super light skin scent, I would recommend just going with Extreme. They are very similar, and I do actually like the scent of this a little bit more, honestly. I love that Christmassy vibe. It's so like just happy. I love the happy feelings in SPICEBOMB Extreme, and it just has a little bit more presence to it. It's stronger, and this will always be worth every penny for me. It's so good. It is a must-have for the colder weather, especially if you live somewhere where it gets really cold, like snowy. It's perfect. But guys, that was just my quick side-by-side comparison of SPICEBOMB Dark Leather and SPICEBOMB Extreme. I would have gone, more into it, but honestly, I don't really think there's much to say. I could talk about this fragrance for hours and hours, but it always comes back to the price for the performance, and it's just such a light fragrance. So I would just recommend sticking with SPICEBOMB Extreme. It is a beautiful fragrance, and if you want that leather kick, you could just layer it with something else. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below if you were excited about the new dark leather. Do you like SPICEBOMB Extreme? I would love to know what you think, so please make sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And if you're not already, please make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.